we tabled our discussion about replacing the school board member till after the math presentation. I would make a motion that we take the discussion of filling the empty seat on the Hooksett School Board off the table for discussion.
I'll second that.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Aye, motion carries 4-0.
May I, Madam Chair?
Yes.
Before the board continues, because I don't want it to be disrupted, I'd like the administration to make a meeting as well. And I just don't want to wave them out of here and be disruptive, so
Got it?
that's it.
Thank you.
Madam Chair, I believe it's important that we seek another school board member for this seat. And in talking to Barrett Christina and his relating to one case that he had, it seemed as though the court would be inclined to send this to the council if they were approached by a citizen if we had finished our process. Because he had noted that the reason that the court didn't send the other case was that the school board hadn't finished its process. So I think we need to have another step to our process. Otherwise, we are very likely going to lose the ability to make this decision, because if we don't have a plan, I would see what the court would want to say, we have finished that process because we failed to make a motion to continue. So I am not stuck verbatim to the proposal I made. I just hope that we can come up and agree upon some plan so that at least the decision can be made here with the school board, or at least another attempt to make that decision.
I just have a point of information. Do we have to make a motion to extend our meeting? I seem to remember that from the last time.
Yeah, about 2 hours ago.
Is that right?
We didn't make a motion because we were in the middle of the math presentation. The policy, because I couldn't find it fast enough when we were going over it, the policy related to an unexpired term fulfillment is Hooksett School District Policy B, 3 B's, E, and it referenced an RSA in it that Karen Lassard was very helpful in getting to me while the presentation was going on, and it is 19726. And it says, because we had some confusion, is if we don't make a determination in the law, it says that it would go to the selectmen. And in the town of Hooksett, we don't have selectmen, we have a town council. And that's just a point of information. That's not saying that's where I wanted to go. I'm just stating for the record, so everyone has the same information that was given to me, that what policy it was and what a copy of the RSA.
Madam Chair, because I don't have it in front of me, does it have that component that says a citizen must approach the court? That language?
No, there's no reference to it going to court. I mean, you can.
Thank you.
Yes, yes.
I just want to go on record. I'm quite disappointed and quite frustrated with this whole process. I strongly felt that my personal first choice was Mr. Sullivan. I've served with him. I know how he serves. I believe he's very fair and he's very committed. But I had to put that aside because the public did speak, and these were our constituents. And that is how I decided my vote. And I just really don't understand how we are here now without a school member here. And I just wanted to be on record saying that I am greatly disappointed and very frustrated. When the public keeps talking to us about getting along and working together, I just think this is a perfect example of not listening to our constituents and to our parents.
Madam Chair, at this hour, I will expend no energy in going over what happened. It was done fairly. Everyone did their part. I was so proud of everything that happened here. It was a fair outcome. It wasn't the outcome that some would expect, but we all did well, and I think we need to proceed from this point and not go back and cast doubt on what we did. I think we need to spend this time to come up with a plan and move ahead. I have suggested that we would accept letters from people that we hadn't considered. Like I said, I'm not stuck to that. I just didn't think it would make sense to reconsider people. But if that is the will of the board, that would be the will of the board. I just think we need to come up with some plan so that maybe at our next meeting, we can do this process again, and maybe we will choose something.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a little surprised, to be honest with you, by this comment, but again, when we say things like this, we're implying things, and we're dividing boards, I think, we're dividing the public. You know, I've heard a lot of talk lately about uniting this board. We can't come up with statements like that, I believe, because then that's divisive. I mean, I tried my best tonight. We had 4, and I said it for the record. We had 4 great candidates tonight. That's what made tonight so tough. And I'm convinced, because we're going to open this board up to 7 members. If these 4 people are still interested, they're going to be board members with us, because they're good people, and they have good interest for Hooksett education. I did my best tonight to try, and I even went and for 2 people I voted. It's 50% of the people that came up here. And, you know, if we want to start challenging voting records, we can do that, but I don't think it's appropriate. You know, I mean, we tried. This time around, we didn't get it. Let's give it a shot again. Unless there's nobody else out in the public that's interested, maybe if there isn't, we have to entertain having the same people come back. I don't know. Or we can make a decision as a board, whatever we think is fair to the public and to the board. That's all.
Madam Chair, I'd like to make a motion that we accept letters from people that were interested in filling the vacancy on the Hooksett School Board that we have not reconsidered tonight, with the same criteria that we used to try to select people tonight. I would ask that those letters be submitted by the same process before the beginning of our May 20th school board meeting.
I'll second that.
Discussion on this motion. I'm not in favor of this motion. I'm not at almost 11 o'clock at night. Not sure what the solution is at the moment. I think we had great candidates. I can honestly say I was under the impression when I voted I was to vote for one person. I didn't vote twice. I voted once.
Madam Chair, I'm just confused. Did you say that you were not supposed to vote one time?
That was my assumption when I voted, that I was to vote for the, that's how I took it, that it was a vote. It was the vote for the person that you felt should have the position. That's not other people's interpretation, but that was my interpretation.
Well, Madam Chair, I'm sorry.
However, it would not have changed the outcome of the final. We would still be in a deadlock because it just would.
I'm sorry if I interrupted you, and I'm sorry if you were unclear. I thought we went over that pretty thoroughly. But I would just ask that.
John just said we're not going to divide, and I just stated my opinion, and you said, well, I thought we went over that well enough. How is that trying to work together? I just stated what my observation was.
Okay, I will explain that to you. I brought up the concern that I didn't want to follow a policy by where a set of names comes out and people pick one name, like you do when you're going to have a chair or something. So we went through the process and decided that we would consider candidates one at a time. And that's when we started talking about who we vote for first and the random and so forth. I'm just saying, I'm sorry if you misunderstood that, and perhaps we should go over that before we do it again, because obviously that's not the way some other people voted. I would just ask that this motion be voted down. If you're not in favor of it, maybe we have time to entertain another motion, or maybe we're going to adjourn, but let's move ahead.
I'll call the question to a vote. We're voting on Mr. Pearl's, and I'm not at this point verbatim. If Leanne, you can read it, or a synopsis is fine. I'm fine.
Motion to accept letters from individuals who are not considered tonight for vacancy, school board vacancy. This letter should be submitted through the same process prior to May 20th. Correct?
Yes.
Prior to the May 20th meeting.
Yes.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
No,
No.
I'd like to make a motion to adjourn.
You have a second? Because of the late hour, I'm going to second the motion. I have a child at home and will not go to sleep until I arrive. I'm a single mom. All those in favor of adjourning signify by saying aye.
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 No.